Hey everyone, it's Zach, and today we are watching matches from day 3 of Pokemon VGC May International Challenge. So what you're going to see is mostly the best battles and the wins. So up in the corner, you will see a current record of my wins and losses, just to keep it honest. I don't want people to see that I'm only posting wins and thinking that I'm not losing, because I'm definitely losing. But anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get ready with these battles. Okay, let's see how we do for our last two matches. 1463 Gabriel. Gotta worry about the Gastrodon. Corviknight. So we're gonna run double trick rooms because we need Hatterini for the Mystical Fire to deal with the Corviknight, because you definitely bring Corviknight here. I am worried about Ninetales and Incineroar. They both take a hit from Caparaja. Diggersby and Togekiss, so you are going to Earthquake. Choice Scarf and Scope Lens. So I see an inevitable double up with Dazzling Gleam and Rock Slide, or Earthquake. And Thunder Wave. And we are able to get the yawn off. Okay. I think here we just switch out into Caparaja. And does Nightshade hit Diggersby because it's normal? No. Because Diggersby is normal and ground, if I am correct. Normal ground, yeah. Okay, so Gastrodon comes in. And you double switch. There's the Corviknight we were worried about. So I think now we just max Overgrowth into the Gastrodon, and we Nightshade the Corviknight. This could be bulk up Body Press. Really anything from Corviknight is a problem. And who are you Gigantamaxing? I have to say the Corviknight. No, you're going Gastrodon. You're hoping for a Max Quake. So we Nightshade into the Corviknight. And we are going to max Overgrowth into the Gastrodon. Okay, and that's awesome. We're able to just immediately burn their Dynamax. And I'd have to say Corviknight bulks up. Brave Bird. And that does a lot. So we know there is a Togekiss in the back, so we're just going to Pain Split the Diggersby and Steel Spike it to get our spikes up. It might not be enough to... And it is. It is enough to take out the Diggersby. All right. Now the only thing is, this Togekiss is Scope Lens, so we know it's not Babiri Berry. And the Steel Shards will take a good amount. We're just going to hit the Togekiss with a Steel Surge. We're actually going to switch out into Togekiss. Because if we can get Corviknight asleep, especially if it has no support, we should be able to just take it down with Mystical Fire. And you ally switch. Something you don't see too often on the Togekiss. If Corviknight Brave Bird it, this Life Orb and Recoil should take it out. Okay. So here I'm definitely just going to Iron Head and follow me. And that should be able to seal it up. That Corviknight was just played really poorly. Because my team, I mean, besides the Hatterini, which has to get up Trick Room, survive an Iron Head potentially, it just takes so much. But I mean, if you're running Life Orb on it, you're not really worried about longevity. So that could have been a way harder match if my opponent would have played that Corviknight a little better, because I've been running into some Corviknights. I was stalled out by one during this tournament, and it's hard if you play it properly against this team. But all right, we have one more match for tonight, so let's get that started. Okay, so we have the last match for tonight. We are at a 1541. We would have been better off if we just didn't play after day one with our rating, but there's not much we can do about that now except to get one more win. If we pull off one more win, we will be 8-7 for tonight. But I feel like this is going to be a tough one. 1450 from Lewis. So Clefable, Machamp. Dragapult, Excadrill, Charizard, and Rotom. So immediately I see that the Machamp and the Excadrill both really threaten the Copperajah, and that Clefairy could be a problem. We also have the Charizard. Sorry about that. So I think I just have to bring my standard set and hope to play it correctly. I think we see the Machamp here because it does put on a lot of power. And the Clefairy should be able to get hit hard by the Max Steel Strike. So I think we just have to try to follow me and Trick Room and see what they want to do. You could try to really threaten the Togekiss or the Hatterene with Iron Head. Dragon Dart isn't going to do anything. And you're going to let us get Trick Room up. Okay. No flinch, no flinch. And we get Trick Room up. So here, I think Excadrill protects. But there's, no protect, so we're going to be able to double into it. And we miss the Air Slash. We do take the Iron Head, but Phantom Force will be able to take us out. Okay. So the Dragapult is Life Orbed. And we have to take advantage of let's yawn into the Dragapult and Quake into the Excadrill. Excadrill is going to switch out. Rotom with Levitate, good play. So I could see Machamp in the back. But this is a Rotom wash. Dragapult protects. Okay, good turn. So I just want to max Overgrowth into the Rotom slot. If the Rotom Dynamaxes, it won't really hit Copperajah that hard unless it gets a Nasty Plot off first. And just yawning into the Dragapult is really the best thing I could do. Dragapult's going to go back. Excadrill's going to come out. And we're going to get a max overgrowth off into the Rotom. Just being able to take it out. So do we see your last Pokemon here? Or do you just bring Dragapult back up? Machamp. So here I just want to double into the Machamp. Even if it protects, setting up the Misty Terrain will do it well. Excadrill protects, I kind of saw that coming. We might see a double, but Excadrill is going to fall asleep. And we should be able to take out the Machamp after that. Dynamic Punch. Okay, doing good. And my own Misty Terrain does me in. So Trick Room is over. Do you have high horsepower, or do you have Earthquake? I think here we're going to follow me and just try to high horsepower into the Excadrill. We're going to see a Phantom Force come out. And Iron Head. Okay, so your Excadrill goes down. And so here I can just your Phantom Force, so your physical, or is Phantom Force special? Phantom Force is physical. So here I'm just going to coil and play rough into the Dragapult. Life Orb's going to take some damage. Milotic's going to coil. And we're going to land a Play Rough, which is going to take out the Dragapult. And we are going to lock a win for our last match. So we go 8-7 overall for day 3. One match better than yesterday, so I really can't complain about that. So we're going to try to continue battering. We've reached our max battles. And we end up at a 1553, not bad. And right now we are in 5970, but there's still about 19 more hours of this competition. A little over 18 actually. One thing I want to say is that I wish I would have had a little more fire tech on the team, because Corviknight was a problem. But anyway, we're going to pause for a moment and I'll be back in a little. Okay, so overall we went 25 and 20. So we won more than we lost. And it's not my worst performance, but it's not my best. It's definitely probably my worst on Sword and Shield for the international challenges. But I like this team. I built it myself. I made changes to it myself. And I wanted to use Gmax Copperaja because I like the Pokemon. I think it's cool. I think its concept is cool. And it can really control the field if you let it. I do think it suffers from 4-slot syndrome. So I have Iron Head, Play It Rough, Power Whip, and High Horsepower. And I mean, Play Rough sets up the terrain that prevents statuses. Iron Head is needed for the spikes and its stab. Power Whip can tank ground type Pokemon that threaten it. It checks Gastrodon. Now, since I removed Goodra from the team, Power Whip is my only grass type move, so this is my only Gastrodon counter. So I needed it, and High Horsepower boosts special defense, which keeping Copperaja bulky and keeping it healthy is critical to letting it stay on the field and do the damage. Because there's no attack investment, so it needs the time to actually hit and make moves. Dusclops is pretty standard. Not a lot of people are running Ally Switch anymore, but it's always good to be tricky. And Gastron was originally on my team. I switched it for Milotic. Milotic with Coil, competitive, Muddy Water, Ice Beam, and Recover. It was more reliable than Gastrodon outside of Trick Room. And without Rhyperior on my team, I really didn't have to worry about any real like water types. I've seen things like Boosted Gyarados that took me down, but that's about it. Bisharp was my option for non-Trick Room. So a lot of the times, if you see that I'm not running Trick Room, I'm leading Bisharp, and that's just because its damage output is really good, but its matchup coverage sucks. I did debate on giving it the Assault Vest to give it more longevity, but I felt Copperaja needed that more since the team focused on Copperaja. Hatterini was my only Corviknight check with Mystical Fire, which stunk unless I had Trick Room up. But even then, I got stalled out by Corviknights, and Corviknights definitely gave this team a problem. And then the last one is Togekiss, which I want to check Togekiss. I mean, maybe speed it a little less. Give it some more defense investment, or maybe make it bold, because it wasn't threatened too much by special attackers. It was always physical attackers like Excadrill, Tyranitar, Rhyperior, like Rock Slides, Iron Heads. Very rarely did I face a Duraludon or anything that threatened it really on the special defensive side. It really had good yawns, and in a lot of matches, it was just there to help the Trick Room get up. But anyways, that was my team. If you've watched all the videos, you've watched all of my wins in the May International Challenge. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, there is a VGC playlist in the description down below where you can see all of my May International Challenge wins. But thanks for watching. I'm Zach, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right.